Hello, my name is Mr. Elsik. I am the English 3 teacher. I also teach AP English language here at Saguaro. Welcome to our virtual open house. A little crazy, but we are going to have a bunch of information here. If you have questions at any point, please feel free to email me. My email address is up there, celsik@susdgapps.org. I'll have it up there a couple more times too. So please, at any point, if you have questions, feel free to shoot me an email, and I'm happy to respond to those. A little bit about me. This is my 7th year teaching. I have a bachelor's from Creighton University in both secondary education and English. I have a master's in urban education, which I used at my previous job, where I taught in the city of Chicago. I taught at a charter school there. I worked there for 5 years. 4 of those years I taught English 3. I taught AP Lit for a year, and I also taught AP Lang for 3 years in Chicago. So this is my 2nd year here at Saguaro, and I'm excited to be continuing to teach English 3 to your students, as I have previously for 6 years now, or 5 years now. Little bit of information about just what students can expect for the distance learning, the enhanced distance learning. Everything is going to be on Google Classroom. I really like the Google Suite. I think it's very straightforward. It's very easy to use. So I post all my stuff on there. We'll use Google Meets for all of our class meetings. Everything, homework, announcements, all that stuff will be on Google Classroom for students. And then I will also be sending home weekly progress reports on Fridays. Sometime in the afternoon. That'll probably be one of the last things I do before logging off for the weekend. But if you have questions on anything, again, you can feel free to email me if there's anything that you're unsure about. I know this has been kind of crazy with all the stuff that's been going on, but here to help, here to answer any questions. Please feel free to send them my way if you have them. A couple things about class. This is across the board English grading at the junior level. So checks for understanding are worth 18% of the grade. So that's things like homework, preparing for a discussion, some sort of formative assessment, stuff that really informs my instruction, where kids aren't necessarily being assessed on a skill they've been taught, but it's more of like, have you been doing the work? Have you been trying to make sure that you've accomplished everything that's been asked of you? And it really just helps me kind of plan a little bit more. The big chunk of our grades come from both in English 3 and AP Lang, as the slide says. The assessments. So the assessments are worth 72% of the grade in this class, which makes the final 10%. Those are, I don't really give tests a whole lot. You might be like vocab quizzes or something like that, but essays, presentations, participation, which will be likely graded only when we are back at school. But all that stuff is worth 72% of the grade, and they're less frequent. So we might have one assessment grade a week. And so it's super important that students try to do well on that, because it is measuring where they are in terms of their skills, but also then influences the grade, which of course lots of people are concerned about. And so that's the big category where we see a lot of points and or the weight allows the points to be quite significant. Just so to be clear, the final is worth 10% of the class grade, and it will be some type of writing assessment, an essay or something like that. As always, I am an email away, so if you have some tips or tricks to best support your students' learning, please feel free to email me at SUSDGApps email address, that would be wonderful. Super happy to collaborate with you and make sure that we're on the same page. First quarter, for what we're going to be focusing on, the main text we'll be looking at is the Crucible. We will be focusing on some literary analysis as well. There will also be some other supplemental texts that we'll read, and we'll make sure that we're balancing that with the Crucible. Our year-long project, because English 3 is technically American literature, is the idea of like, what is an American? What does it mean to be an American, based off of all the different types of literature that exist and different writings that have occurred. And so everything is based on American literature. We're not going to read anything from Brit Lit or anything like that. So it'll all be American authors. And hopefully just will continue to push students to be more well-rounded individuals based off of all the different stuff that they're reading and reflecting on and writing about. That's kind of the goal for me as a teacher, is to help them grow and be good citizens in our society. You don't need the AP Lang thing. Again, just please, if you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. See Elsik at susdgapps.org. Happy to answer questions, respond to anything that you might be concerned about. The more contact we have, usually the better. And if you have anything else, please let me know. But that is about it. I am excited to start this year. I know it's not ideal for everyone being online, but I think we're going to make the best of the situation we're in, and ensure that I'm going to ensure that I'm challenging students and pushing students to work hard, to think, to write critically, to become better people. Take care.